So here's a game that I think everybody had as a kid, excluding me for some reason. I actually had a lot more NES games than most of my friends, but for some reason I never had the original Contra, nor had I ever played it. Super Contra, on the other hand, I played a few times. I believe I rented it. I really enjoyed it. I always found it much more difficult, especially since I don't think it had the 30 life code in it. I think it had something like a 15 life code, and that game is much more difficult. It's also longer, I believe, more complex. But as I got older, I'll say I bought this game, and it's something I really enjoy, and thought I'd try to play through it real quick for you guys. I just booted it up, and I, yes, put the 30 life code in, because there's no way I'm going to beat this with 3 lives. Actually, I haven't played it in many months, probably years, and 30 lives may even be pushing it, so we'll see. Alright, let's give it a shot. So as you see, you start off with this little pea shooter, then you get the machine gun, and life gets good really fast. R is for rapid fire. But since you have the machine gun, I don't think it makes a difference. I think that's just for the pea shooter. Or maybe some other ones. Here's where you're introduced to the concept of blowing up bridges. And I obviously missed that jump, which really stinks. But it's all good. Oh. Hide under the water, that's always awesome. Oh. And there goes the spread gun there at the top. I missed, of course, but it's okay. We'll get it again. That's kind of the key to this game, is keeping a good gun, preferably the spread gun. And, or at least that's what everybody calls it, but I think the S actually stands for shotgun, is what the instruction manual says. Which kind of makes sense when you think about it, but, you know, everybody says spread, so spread it is. Let's see, is this it here? Yep. There's our spread. Get these assholes out of the way. Ah, come on. There we go. You see, this thing just clears everything away. You don't even want to shoot any other pickups when you have it. You don't want to accidentally pick up something like the crappy fire weapon in this game. That's a weapon they did improve on the second one on Super Contra. But spread on every Contra I've ever played is what you want. I mean, every single Contra game, I think, it's the ultimate weapon. Now we're coming up on the first boss here, which is actually kind of a multi-layer thing. It's a little different. There's a soldier on top here. I always kill him off first. And now I have spread, so I can pretty much hit this thing from a safe position. You hear that chirp, 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 that's indicating something's being hit, even though it actually sounds like something's being blocked. Last part, blow up the door, and level 2 we go. Base 1. These are kind of interesting angles for stages. I can't think of really another game of NES that had these. I actually like these better than the angle, the stages Super Contra did, were kind of a more traditional run and gun thing. Definitely think this game holds up better than Super Contra. I don't know. And it's not a nostalgia thing because, like I said before, I didn't play this as a kid. Heard about it and she realized that, you know, the cover looked really familiar, you know, and there's a lot of things from the 80s they kind of took from this, or this borrowed from rather. You'll see towards the end, I mean, they take, you know, the alien directly off of, oh god, I just accidentally grabbed the machine gun just sitting there running my mouth. They take the alien exactly off of the movie Alien, I mean, to a T. And I think that's probably why they've never been able to re-release this game on like a virtual console or that more recent NES Classic console. It has Super Contra on it, but not this. You can't really get this anywhere else that I know of. It may have came out on like the 360 collection or something at one point, maybe. But I think there's probably some legal trouble with that alien rip-off at the end. You'll see. I mean, it's so blatant. And the cover itself is just, I mean, Rambo and Arnold Schwarzenegger from Predator. I mean, it's those characters to a T. So that's the second boss. I always felt like that symbol on the floor looked a little Nazi-ish. But, alright, going to the waterfall. This one's kind of frustrating because vertical stages in any kids' NES memories are usually kind of But it's not as bad as the one with Super Contra. That one's really rough because it's not even the platforms you're standing on this at least are horizontal. This is the fire weapon, by the way. See how it just kind of goes around? It reminds me of the weapon off of Professor's Quest. If you ever played that. Jim. Actually, I don't mind that game so much. L is a laser. It's strong, but it's kind of shit. It's not spray, so you don't really want it. Oh, that's fine. Go to your live code. It's all good. Kind of play sloppy, not paying that much attention, so I half asleep. I actually woke up from sleeping and alright, what did you get? Yes. Oh. B is bomb, which is in this not a bomb, it's invincibility. If you're wondering. Which is cool, because that part is fun to just kind of run through. There's my spray. Don't lose it, people. And of course I lose it. Yeah. Does that diver never come out? I didn't realize that. Oh, dive comes out? Day late and diver short. Yeah. This level is not my favorite by far, but even, oh come on. I do appreciate the variety that it gives. It's trying to change it up, you know? And it does a pretty good job with that. Must say. Alright, let's try to keep this machine gun because I really don't like pounding the fire button over and over and over. That's the only thing about spread. I don't like. Kind of like being lazy. So here comes Alien. This is when things in the game start getting a little bit, oh, there goes machine gun. A little bit funny, like, okay. Sci-fi and awesome. And I am doing terrible. Gotta kill these wiggly arms first, and then you can kind of cheese this guy out. Because you can get a little spot, I'll show you here. Shoot his mouth, and he can't get you from here, so it's pretty awesome. Even with the pea shooter, you can just pretty much take him apart like this. And here we go. I think the next one is base 2, I believe. Yeah, base 2. So this is the last stage that's in this perspective. It's not much more difficult than the other one. Well maybe it is without a good gun. Really, you just gotta watch out for those rolling things, pay attention, unlike what I'm doing right now. But you can kind of lay down and all these, those will get you, but the bullets when you're laying down won't. So, if you haven't noticed, I'm destroying these little targets, and that's what's advancing me. It's kind of like an auto-scroller. You just shoot these and then hold up, and it just takes over. Alright. Do, do, do. As far as music, this game's got, really memorable music. I will say that's one thing about Super Contra I actually appreciate more. It's the music in that. And I think I read somewhere that out of all the American Nintendo games, that it actually, volume-wise, holds the most data, because they really went all out to make it super. The concept of better, more is better. But in the case of that game, I do like the music better. So, rapid fire. So this is where it does actually help. You see how much it go faster now. It's cool. But as far as Nintendo games in general, the ones that actually had, from what I understand, the most jam-packed music in them, including extra chips that American systems can't even play. You would have to play them on their Famicom games, which are Japanese Nintendo games. One of them is my favorite. It's called Gimmick. They actually add sound channels to almost achieve like an FM synth. Company that made it Sunsoft. I mean, they're known for great music regardless, and then they're adding extra chips, makes it outstanding. And then the other one is Castlevania 3 in Japan. It's known as Akumaju Dracula, and it has some extra chips in there too. It's really, really good. I mean, the American version, the American version also sounds great, but when I think Castlevania music, my favorite's always going to be the original. And in Castlevania 4, or Super Castlevania 4 on Super Nintendo, which that's a different kind of soundtrack. That's very atmospheric. I mean, there's stages in there that are like orchestrated, with the Super Nintendo chip or whatever, and it sounded really, really good. And that game was almost a release title, so they were on their stuff quick. These home bullets. So this is a Nightmare with a pea shooter. Trying to clear out this. Okay, come on, clear this part out, please. I don't want these break things. Whatever. The goal here is to kill these robot heads up here, these Optimus Prime heads. Let's just do that. If we can. That would be great. These tracking bubbles are lovely too. There's a lot of those in Super Contra. Specifically in the sewer level. They're just, oh my god, they're relentless. So, this boss is kind of a repeat of previous base one, just a little more advanced, but alright, what's next? Snowfield, okay. So this is a stage that, first time I ever really played it, I remember thinking, one of the first things you'll notice is that the enemy's bullets are red. And I kind of was like, why? And then I was thinking, well, maybe they did that to contrast the snow, so it's easier to see. And that's actually what I read is true, because on the Japanese Contra game, this stage is actually animated with some actual snowfall. So that was probably the reasoning. That makes sense, Let's get the machine gun. But the Japanese Contra is a little more complete. It has more of a story. It has cutscenes. I think it has a different ending scene, or like a more fleshed out. I know the first stage also has like glowing leaves in it. Small details like that. The stage has the animated snow. Nothing to write home about, but when you get into collecting and stuff, it's like, oh well, it would be cool to have. But I actually don't. I don't own the Japanese Contra. I don't really care to. So. Very few Famicom games actually exclusive do I really care about. Like Gimmick is the main one, to be honest. You know, like I don't care that there's an exclusive Garfield game or whatever. You know, I have a lot of Famicom games that are just extremely terrible. Let's see. I have like one that's a Japanese horse racing game. It's all in actual Japanese too, so I have no idea what to do. And I have one that is like, oh my god. Can you please stop? Oh my fucking god, come on. Fuck. Like, this is embarrassing. Okay. Anyways. I have one game, it's like a dating simulator, I think. But I can't read what the fuck it wants me to do, so this part is kind of intimidating at first until you realize if you just stand back and shoot here constantly, they'll never get you. But if you screw around, then you will get jacked up there. And I think there's another one coming too. Maybe it's later in the level. You know, NES games though, there's always it kind of started the precedent that there's always going to be a snow level, there's always going to be a water level, there's always going to be a volcano style level, you know, a mountainous region. They just had to do what they could to mix it up, and it's so cliche now, but it was creative at the time, you know. These guys with the turrets come out really fast. You gotta be careful with those guys. They will screw you up. These grenades are pretty annoying too. Come on. Gotta love when you not only get shot, but you get flying off a cliff too. You get double whammy. Salt in the wound. Oh my god, but I don't even know if I should upload these videos. It's embarrassing gameplay, but it's more of just a late night chill thing, I guess. Is this the... yeah, this is the boss, okay. It reminds me a lot of the Baxter Stockman boss on Ninja Turtles 2, the arcade game. And that's very simple. It's probably one of the easier bosses. Energy Zone. Now that is a very 80s name. And as you see, it said 18 rest. I've already died that much. Like I have 18 lives left. That's embarrassing. Gee, give me that. I kind of like this stage. It's so 80s, you know. Oh god, wow, how did I not die? Energy Zone. Not to be confused with the zone of danger. I can't remember if you can even make that jump, but apparently you can. Okay, so yeah, here's the... okay. Let's just take this safe. Don't actually literally die. But the cool thing is if you do continue, I believe they are kind enough to give you actually the 30 lives all back again. So it's just like a slap in the face though that you had to do that. We gave you the most lives we thought was possible and you still died. But we got this. I think there's only 2 stages left. Oh, yeah, this always runs out right there. That was gonna make it. So this boss is pretty funny. First off, he's like the most 80s style robot ever, and he's living in front of like a, what is it, like a, what are those called? god, jukebox. There we go. Can't speak. This is the fucking jukebox hero over here or some shit. And his jump is so graceful. Once again, not a hard boss at all. But onto the hangar. As you see, this is a repeat of the first track. I don't mind, I enjoy it. You just gotta love these kind of things. Oh, got an extra life. I'll take it. Let's see. Oh. Once again, those turrets pop up fast. Come on. So these walls are a little bit annoying because the first time you play this game you don't expect them, and you do actually walk right up into them for the most part, but once you're used to them it's just something you have to sit here and blast. Like, just mash the button in this game a billion times. So that one. Oh god. Obviously my memory's not as good as I thought. What killed me? The cart went over my fucking toes? That's seriously what killed me. I mean, that would be pretty painful actually, but I don't know about death, you know. Can I make that joke? I can't help with my mind card. Give me that machine. Ooh, damn man. So, this game was obviously made by Konami. This was like one of their first, if not their first big hits, and it was, I think, the first game that everybody admits is better on the port, which is the, this is the port of the Contra arcade machine. Contra arcade is fun, but this is, when people say Contra, this is what they're talking about. They say Bill and Lance from Contra. They're talking about the blue and the red guy in this case. Blue guy is Bill, I believe. Now that I said that, I'm probably wrong, but I've played this before with my kids, obviously. My youngest child's name is Lance, and so I taught him about the character on here being Lance, and I think it's the second player, and he thought it was the funniest thing ever. This is a silly boss. That's probably the easiest boss in the whole game, but on to the next and final level. I think it's called that, yeah, Alien's Lair. And this is where you're gonna get to see what I was talking about. Like a direct rip off of Rick Scott's Alien Imminent. Okay. And here we go. Shoots out bullets and shrimp. Oh god. Those things are actually kind of terrifying though. So yeah, I think that scene there alone is probably what causes this game not to be able to be re-released. That's just my guess, and I've never read that anywhere, and probably wrong, but that's my guess I'm sticking with. Because why else would they not re-release a game that everybody considers like top tier? It's always in the top 10s, usually like number 2 behind like Mario 3 or something. Die, son of a bitch. And I have to agree, it's pretty top tier. Mario 3 is better, but this is good. They're coming up on the final boss. This game's not too bad. Lengthwise, it's about what you want to play with an NES game, like the style, before your fingers start cramping up. So this is the final boss. As you see, it's like an alien heart. Like these little scorpion pot things you want to kind of take out, you can actually just skip that and just lay into the heart. I guess that's what I should do before I end up screwing myself on live last minute. That was really my only goal in this video, was to, for one, relax and have fun, for two, and not have to restart after the 30 live code. That's bad. There we go. And that's it. Now you get to sit back and watch them fly away. Hell yeah. Congratulations, you destroyed the vile red falcon and saved the universe. Consider yourself a hero. So if you were a kid and you read in the instruction booklet that the enemy was a vile red falcon, wouldn't you expect something a little bit more red and falconish? Anyways, so yeah, that's Contra. Cool game. It's definitely a game that holds its value too, so don't expect to pick one up for like less than $30, unfortunately, but I'd say it's worth it. I mean, it's something I could probably play every day, so, and you know, showing my kids is something they enjoy too. So anyways, thanks for watching.